Okay, so before I begin talking about the content within this episode of Food Wars, can we talk about how bad that animation was for this episode? Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I liked this episode. I had fun. But it was incredibly obvious with this episode that it was just straight up a slideshow. That's all it was. It was literally just putting image after image and then just having them scroll on the screen. Kind of how I do in some of these reviews. And that's not that hard to do, honestly. It really is. If I can do it and I don't have, like, any degree or anything on making a slideshow, then it shows how simple it is. But the thing is about all this is that I know Food Wars isn't, like, the pinnacle of animation. I know for a fact. It usually has some good art, but animation-wise, it's not the pinnacle. And I don't expect it to have, like, flawless animation, but this episode, it was incredibly obvious that there was just so many scenes that felt so lifeless. Like, there was just scene after scene to where you just saw an image, still frame, focused on it for like 5 to 10 seconds, and it just scrolled slowly. And I'm like, what? I mean, even the foodgasms in this episode was pretty garbage. It was really garbage. Now, like I said, I'm not talking about the content. I like the content of the episode, but it was garbage animation. I'm just like, what happened? I mean, I know that this season hasn't been the best in terms of animation, but holy crap, this episode. Like, what's going on? Like, seriously, what is going on? If anyone can enlighten me on that, please do so in the comments below. Anyways, to get into this episode, the main topic, the food that Soma has to use is bear meat. Who can utilize bear meat most effectively to win this upcoming match? So, bear meat is a very interesting topic. I personally have never had bear meat, so I can't say how it tastes or how good it is. I have seen, I almost had a chance to have bear meat in the past, but I've never gotten to actually eat it. Now, I'm going to assume it was gamey. Before it was even stated in this episode, I was going to assume it was going to be very gamey, because, I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, deer can be kind of gamey, wild deer and all that. I've personally had it, so I know. So, seeing a bear, I'm like, that probably has to have a very bizarre, weird taste to it, but if it's cooked right, most likely it would be delicious. And that's kind of the main hurdle that Soma has to overcome in this episode. He has to figure out a way to get rid of the smelly, gamey flavor from the food, the bear meat. And so before he can even begin making his own dish and all that, what he wants to make, like a hot pot or whatever, a burger, whatever he wants to do, he first needs to figure out how to suppress the gamey, smelly flavor of the bear meat. So it's a very big challenge for Soma, because it's something that is not relatively simple to overcome. Because, I mean, it's going to take a lot of research and time to figure out what ingredients you could put together to suppress that smell and taste. Then you have to use that stuff you use to suppress that smell and taste with another dish to make it where it just meshes together and tastes really good. But on top of that, you have to fight an opponent, which is Hayama, that is an expert with, seasons. So that is another big part I want to talk about. So in this episode, Soma became very self-aware. He started saying, like, why am I always going up against Hayama when it comes to spices or seasonings or anything like that? Why is that? And I'm just like, you want to know the reason why, Soma? Like, you want to legit know the true reason? The reason why is because you're the Shonen MC, and this is, Hayama's main territory. It adds, conflict. It adds, tension to the scene. That's the true reason why Soma's always going up against Hayama when it has anything to do or affiliated with seasons. That's just my personal opinion, and that's pretty much the obvious outlook on this, but it's kind of like Soma became very self-aware in that moment, and how, it just felt very unfair. Every time he goes up against this man, he's fighting in Hayama's territory instead of Hayama fighting in Soma's territory. So, getting off of that, though, Hayama, let's get into him for a second. So, Hayama, he joined the Elite 10, but he didn't save the research where June was, and that's what surprised me. I was completely blown away by that, because I figured he joined the Elite 10 to protect, the research and all that June was doing. That's what I always thought it was going to be, especially when I saw last episode. I was like, he seems like that type of character that would protect her to the end of the earth and all that, because he cares about her, and she's like his reasoning for doing a lot of things throughout the series. So, with him allowing the research club and all that to be shut down, and he joined the Elite 10, I'm like, Hayama, what are you doing, man? Like, what are you doing? He's acting very out of character. So, my only assumption here is there has to be more at stake than what the research club was about for Hayama. For instance, it most likely has something to do with Jun's overall reputation or whatever role she has. You know, most likely something is going to badly happen to her if he did not follow through with Central's, you know, schemes and all that, because there's just no way he would have allowed the research club to be shut down if there wasn't even something more drastic behind the scenes, which does have me worried. What's going on with Jun? Because we haven't even seen her at all, or how she feels about this. Because knowing how she is as a person, I don't think she would want Hayama to do something like this. Being with Central and all that, you know, and being a part of the Elite 10, it does not seem like Jun would like that, and I don't think Hayama would, you know, like how Jun would think that or feel about him. That's just my personal 2 cents. Soma actually gets some surprising help from an individual that he challenged in the previous core season of, you know, Food Wars, and it really caught me by surprise. I did not think I would see the character again helping out Soma and, you know, helping him figure out how to, like, make bear meat in a way or make it not taste or smell as bad as it does. I was just very surprised by that, and it was a very welcome addition because it allows us to see that these characters that Soma comes in contact with, they're just not there for one time and then they're going to be, you know, swept to the side. They are very relevant and important to this series, and they will continue to pop up, so that does make me very happy to see something like that. But speaking of which, since we're on the topic of, you know, reoccurring characters and stuff, Soma has a really good chance right now to become a part of the Elite 10, because if he challenges Hayama to a Shokugeki, and he wins, if Hayama agrees, obviously, he could become an Elite 10 member, which in turn, that would make Soma very powerful, in a very big spot, a position of authority if he was able to get one of the seats. And we also have Dorkuga's like, you know what, like, you know, I'll challenge you and obviously I'll win, which is pretty crusty, but I mean, just the way everything's being set up, I do wonder if Soma might get one of the spots. I mean, if he does, that would be a very big impact to Central in general, since, you know, Central right now, they're trying to keep everybody in one ideology, one, like, track. They don't want anyone, you know, veering off and doing their own thing. And so, if Soma is able to gain that spot, it'd be pretty dangerous for Azumi and all that to have Soma there. So that's my personal opinion on that, but I wonder if it will go that far, because, I mean, if Hayama really joined the Elite 10, like I said, it has to have some major stakes at hand. For instance, Jun has to be in danger in whatever way. I don't know what it is, but she has to be in danger for whatever, maybe her career or something, and I don't know if, you know, Hayama might even accept a Shokugeki if it really means that much, or he has to throw aside his own character to join the Elite 10 and Central. So, Soma might not have anything he could potentially wager that would be at equal stakes or grounds with Hayama, because the only thing I could see that Soma could potentially give up is his future as a chef, or, you know, his family restaurant or something. That's the only thing I could assume. So, looking at all this, I don't really know where the series is going right now with Hayama, and which that is probably the most fascinating part about this little conflict, is because Hayama's a mystery. I don't know if he truly has changed as a person, or if he is doing this all for Jun. That's left to be seen. But I want to pretty much end it there. This episode was incredibly simple. It had its problems, obviously, which I already mentioned, and I do hope that, you know, this does get corrected as time progresses. I understand that there's going to be some of those times with, you know, series or any series to where production value hits, you know, an all-time low. That happens, and I know that this season hasn't been spectacular with art and animation, but I do hope it kind of gets out of the gutter and gets a little bit better, because this was a pretty bad episode in terms of production-wise. It was, but yeah. Anyways, I want to end it there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And I love you guys. Have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.